everyone. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've recorded. It's been a long time. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? First off, yeah, you probably wonder. This is, well, probably not wondering. Uh, I'm recently been working on some ideas in the background, and I just haven't had a chance to upload in a while. And also because it's not only that I've just been working, well, not really working. I've been like brainstorming ideas. Is mainly because I've been slumped. I've been in a slump. Like I haven't like had the idea to make any videos. Like the ideas would be there, and then I'm just like I lack the feel for it. So, and then one night I was eating with my dad, and I randomly asked a question. I was like, "Daddy, I got a question for you." He was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I was like, "Why? Not all women, but most women go for the typical bad boy." And we had like a very very deep insight conversation about it. So I want to talk about it. And the facts that we came up with was yeah, which was yeah, not all women, but some go for the typical bad boy. And the crazy part is, it's like most women out there would be like, "Oh, I want this, or I want that, or I want a good man, and I want this," and I'm like, when one comes up to you, you get scared or push them away, or you treat them like dirt. And then when he walks away, then you realize you had a good one, and he gone. And my dad agreed with me, and it was like, and he of course, and he said, "Well, it's not always like that because sometimes some women do jump on it," and I agree. I totally agree with him because that is also true. Some women do jump on it and like stick with it, and they finally got somebody that cares for them, and it was pretty good. And I also got like and I was like, no, I can't. It just can't be it. So I decided to get the insight from a women's perspective, and some of my female friends, they were like, well, the reason why certain women just go for that, and she hated saying it, but she was like, basically in summary, she was saying like some women are just scared of that new feeling that they've never had before because they're always used to, or they're accustomed to men, bad guys, and men doing this to them or doing that to them or treating them like this. So when something new comes along, it's a new feeling, and they never felt something like this before. They get scared and push it away. And I was like, that's basically the same thing what I said. And they were like, well, then yeah, you and I think alike. She was like, well, you and I think alike. I was like, well, yeah, I'm glad we do. And the other girl was like, well, that's not the case because certain women just don't want a good guy. They sometimes just want a bad boy. And I'm like, yes, to each their own. Yes, there are some women out there, yeah, that want that. And I'm like, well, can't change their feeling, But overall, it was a very good conversation. And now that I think about it in real life, I'm just like, and some of my friends, well, yeah, before I'm like all over the place. I'm all over the place because this topic is like something I can relate to, but I'm just not trying to like make it about me. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's what I've seen throughout my uh, life so far. Men like me get put second, get or second to women, and what I've learned is that a guy can have the same outfit as me, and the only difference is he's sagging and he acting like a thug, and the girl's like, "Oh my god, he's so cool," and I'm like, "What? For real? You you can't be serious. You can't be serious." And it's so stupid. It's very stupid. that it took for him to sag his pants and act like a quote unquote thug, and you're like, oh my god, he's so hot. But I come around and act like myself. You laugh and be like, oh, I mean, it's cool and all, but I only see you as a friend. And I'm like, for real? And then here's and the funny part about this. You go after him. They'll be like, you go after him, and the next thing you know, when you find out he treats you, that he's a piece of shit and treats you like shit, you go back to the person that was actually willing to be with you and wanted to grow with you, and you're like, he cheated on me, and you expect him to just fall into your in your hands, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how it works. That's no, that's not how it works. And I'm like, no, 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 that's not what we do. That is not what we do at all. And it's so funny that, and again, it's not all women. It's not. It's not. It's just certain women out there just do this shit, and I'm like, why do you do this? Why do you do this? And they'd be like, I want to get, and then they'd be like, I want a good man. I want a man that treat me right. And I'm like, but you had that. But you literally had that in your hands. And you just looked at it, oops, and drops it, and you just drop it and look at something that you know that's not good for you, and you still go for it. I'm just like, and then you come back to the guy that's your friend, and you're like, why did he do this to me? And you're looking at, and the guy that was willing to treat you right is looking like, I don't know, it's crazy. Why was he doing that to you? I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's really crazy. So I got a story for y'all. I got a story for y'all that can also relate to this topic. I had a friend in high school. I'm not going to name anybody, but I had a friend in high school, and she was a good friend of mine. She was a good friend of mine, and I don't know what she's doing now. I mean, we talk here and there, but I don't know what she's doing now. But however, my friend that was when I was in high school, she had a boyfriend, and this guy was a hoe, straight up hoe. When she wasn't around, this man was trying to get in everybody and anybody's female's pants, all because he could get away. He can get away with it, and he did for the longest. And what was so funny, the girlfriend was oblivious to this. The girlfriend had no idea. Had no idea. She had no idea that this man was doing this. And I'm like, how you not? What? And then what was even more alarming with this man did it in front of her. And she still didn't notice. Like, here's what happened. I I think we was in lunch. Yeah, it was lunch. And while me and her were chit chatting, he comes over, he daps me up and said, what's up? I'm like, what's up? And he sits down. And she continues to still talk to me. But of course, she says hi, all that good stuff, lovey dovey bull crap. Then after they do all that, she comes back and talks to me. So in the corner, she's like, so as we're sitting down, she's sitting in front of me because we're sitting side by side. So she turns to look at me. So as me and her face to face now, we're talking. So as we're sitting talking, in the corner of my left eye, I see him and another woman walk over because he told her like, hey, yo, come here, come here. So she walks over, and as she walks over, they start chit-chatting, and this woman that he called over had the audacity, and I mean the motherfucking audacity, to put her hands on him. And I mean not just like, like a playful tap or a little shove. No, I'm talking about she caressed his cheek. She caressed his cheeks. His cheek. Well, not his booty cheeks. the cheek on his face. She caressed his cheek, like just like all lovey dovey and type, like seductive and shit. I'm like, in the corner of my eye, I see this, and I'm looking like trying not to make it obvious because as I'm looking at my friend, I'm like, looking at him like, and I'm thinking to myself like, how do you not see this in the corner of your eye? How do you not see this? And I wanted to say something, but a part of me said, no, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't get involved. Don't say nothing because that's not your job. That's not your job. Yes, you are a good friend, and like you wear your heart on your sleeve because I got a big freaking heart. But something said, Devin, don't say nothing. So I was like, okay. So I didn't say anything, and it got so bad as I'm steady talking to her, still seeing this, and the girl decided to get closer. And the guy was like, and he didn't like push her back. He do not. He just he fucking pulled her closer as she got closer. I'm now like, okay, ain't no way you do not see this in the corner of your fucking eye. There's no way you don't see this in the corner of your eye. There's no way. There's no way. There isn't. But no, she was oblivious to this, and I'm like, what in the hell? Oh, okay. So as we continue to talk, and the girl is now real close, and now in kissing. She's now in kissing range, basically. Guess what the fuck happens? She kisses him, and I'm like, and now I'm like, and now I still, mind you, I still see this in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, what in the hell? So as I'm sitting just looking at her, she gets up. My feet, the main girl gets up, walks away to throw away her food. And mind you, now, when you turn around, you now see what's in front of you, right? So when she turned around, guess what? They were no longer kissing, but it was obvious that they did because the other girl moved away with the quickness. And I'm like, you sneaky bitch. And I look back and the girl walks over and she goes, and here's the part that got me the most. This is the part of the story where I lost it. My female friend that's dating the asshole comes over, sits back down, looks at the girl that just kissed her boyfriend and goes, oh, hey, friend. And I'm like, friend? I looked at her. I went, friend? Friend? Fucking friend? Nani? That was going through my head the entire time. But on the outside, I was just like, oh, I was speechless. I was like, She goes, and then of course my human friend that's dating the asshole looks at me like, yeah, DJ, this is my best friend. And I was like, oh, whoo. On the inside, I am cussing both of them out. On the inside, I'm like, are you shitting me? You are her best friend and you're fucking around? Really? Really? You backstabbing mother. But on the outside, I'm just like, oh, that's your um best friend. Okay. I, and so now, as I'm like speechless still, my friend looks at my main friend that's dating the asshole now. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just speechless right now for I don't know reason. I'm just speechless. And my home and the asshole is like, bro, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. I had to walk away because I was mad for her, and what got me the most was she didn't notice. I'm like, are you serious right now? How did you not hear them kissing or see in the corner of your fucking eye? How did you not see it? It boggled my mind the entire time. For the rest of the day, that thought never left me, never left my head. Like, how on earth did you not see him kissing her in the corner of your eye. Like, even if you didn't see it, you could hear it, because kissing makes a noise. It don't matter how quiet you are when you go to kiss somebody. Kissing always has a sound. It does not matter how loud you are or how quiet you can be. There will always be sound when you kiss somebody. There's no such thing as a quiet fucking kiss. There isn't. Now there's a soft kiss, there's an intense kiss, and there's a French kiss, and I'm not going to talk about the other one. But still, they all have a sound effect. There's no such thing as a quiet kiss. There isn't. Now, if there is, please tell me. But until then, there's no such thing. Moving on. The dude comes over in class. Like, we're not in class. He comes over to me, and he talking about Jay. I'm like, what's up? He goes, this is the part where I wanted to punch him in the fucking nose. He looks at me talking about, yo, Jay, what's up? Yo, Jay, I got a question. I'm like, what's up? I said, what's up? And he goes, bro, did you see us kiss? And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this motherfucker has the audacity to ask me, did I see him kiss her best friend? Are you gonna ask me that right now? So no, I'm getting mad. All right, take your time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right after he asked me that shit, I'm like, did I see you kiss her best friend? And so I gave him two options. I said, do you want me to answer your question honestly or sarcastic? Which one? He goes, I'm taking this a yes. I'm like, yes, I saw you kiss my friend, and I saw you kiss your girlfriend's best friend. I saw it in the corner of my eye, clear as day. And I don't know how my best friend that you're dating didn't see it. I don't know how she didn't see it. I don't know how. And I'm like, and what's crazy, dog? And I told him, I said, what's crazy, dog? She doesn't know that you're a hoe. She don't know. And he looked at me and started laughing like it was a joke. I'm like, dog, I'm not joking. I'm being serious. She does not know that you are playing her. That you're playing her. She doesn't know. That's the crazy part. She does not know. And I'm like, oh my God. What the fuck? What in the fuck? Like, how do you not know this? And he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I'm like, what's crazy is I know for a fact that you were messing around with her best friend, and I know for a fact. And I said, what's crazy? I said, you know what? I also know that you are playing not only her best friend, every female in that group, because the girl that he's dating is my best friend, and in that group is us two, and 3 other girls. So one of those girls out of the 4 was messing with him, and then on top of that, he was messing with every female in that group. And the other 3 women knows that he's dating my best friend. They know this because we're all friends, and they all know that he's dating her. And the crazy part is they are all willing to mess around with him. And I'm like, this dude is so bad, and it just brings me back to women like bad dudes, knowing and some women that like bad dudes will ignore the red flags that they give off. They ignore it because it's what they're accustomed to. And then when they see somebody that's willing to show them or willing to actually be with them like a good guy, they push them away and ignore it. And then you're like, all right, don't say. And then when the good guy goes, all right, don't say nothing when you find out for yourself. Sure enough, that's exactly what the hell happened. I am walking with her because and this is here before I get to that point. Mind you, he was doing this for 3 fucking weeks. 3 whole weeks. 3 whole weeks. And mind you now, they were dating for 2 months. They had been dating for 2 months. And well, no, not 2 months. They had been dating for a month. They were dating for a month. And within the course of that month, 3 weeks have gone by, and that's how long he's been doing that. That's how long he's been doing that. So on the last day, me and her are walking. And I'm like talking to her and I'm trying to tell her, like, look, the man you dating is an asshole. He's fucking around with your friends. And she looks at me, and once again, like I said before, ignores the red flag that I just gave her. Ignores it and pushes it aside and tells me I'm just being paranoid or I'm just jealous. I'm like, what? No, I'm not jealous. And I'm like, I'm not jealous. I'm trying to let you know before you be heartbroken over this, over him. And I'm like, I don't want you to go through that. But no, what she does, exactly what I said, pushes the good guy away, tells him to shut up, you know, talking about you're just jealous because, you want me to date you instead of him. And I'm like, you know what? Cool. Instead of me fighting it, like, all right, you know what? Some said, you're done. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. Let her see for herself. Let her find out for herself. Don't say nothing else. Sure enough, that's exactly what the hell happened. As we're walking, I hear smooching, and I'm like, what the hell? And that shit was loud. Like it was like some intense kiss, and I'm like, God damn. I'm like, God damn, somebody's smooching real hard. That's like, God damn, who the fuck kissing that loud? We walk around the corner. Guess who we see? Guess who we see? And here's the part that gets me the most. This man was not only kissing the best friend, was kissing another woman outside of the friend group. I'm like, oh shit. And she looks and sees this, and they was just going at it. I'm like, all three of them was just going at it. Just it had an intense kiss session, and I'm like, what in the fuck? And I look at her, and she just stood there and watched her boyfriend kiss not only the best friend but another woman outside of the group. I'm like, wow, it, damn, damn. That's all I could say was just damn. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? And she goes, what the hell's going on? And he looks and he goes, oh, babe, got lipstick on one side of his lip, on one side of his face, and then he got lipstick on the other side of his face and got kiss marks all over his damn neck. And I'm like, nigga, you caught red-handed, bro. You caught. There's no explanation. There's no way you can get out of it. Your ass is caught. So of course, and you would think the story would end in a good way, right? Nope. Which brings me to my next point. Certain women, when they still find out that the dude is bad, they still stick with it because they don't want. Sometimes certain women don't want a nice guy, or when they find a nice guy, they go to him, right? And the nice guy fixes the broken heart, right? And after the nice guy fixes the broken heart and helps her move on, right? The same bad guy comes back, and she goes back right after the good guy just fixed her broken heart. And this brings me to the next part of the story. 2 to 3 weeks go by. And within those 2 to 3 weeks, who do you think she was with? Me. What did I do? Something I never should have did to begin with. But I did it anyway because that's how I was raised. And well, not that's not the well. No, I wouldn't say that's how I was raised. It was just I was taught to treat women with respect, and it's so many other things. But I'm not gonna get into that. Overall, it's something I shouldn't have done. I basically helped her out. I helped her get over the breakup because when they broke up, it was hard. Oh, it was hard. Just right then and there, she just said, "We're done." Walks off, and of course, she looks at me, and I just walk away. But before I walk away, he just shrugged his shoulders, talking about she'll be back, and I was like, "You are an asshole. You know that? You really are." And I was like, "You really are an asshole, my guy." And what was so sad about it? What was so sad? He foreshadowed that she would go back to him, and I didn't want to believe it. I didn't. I did not want to believe it. I didn't. So within the course of those 2 to 3 weeks, I I help her move on, and she slowly starts to eat again, and she was feeling happy and all that other stuff. Because at one point she thought it was because she was too fat, and I'm like, no, you're not fat at all. So she was eating less and less, and I'm like, are you serious? So I had to fucking buckle down on her ass, talking about shut that shit up and eat. All right, you're fine. So she felt better, and that's before I finish the story. That's another thing that gets me. Certain women would do so many things just so that the bad guy that the bad man that she's with or that he or she is with will do anything for them to stay. And it's so sad. There's certain women do that to themselves, or certain men do that. It's sad. It's really sad. But moving on, back to the story. She was happy, and and I'm thinking to myself, cool, I got my friend back. Boy, was I wrong. Within a course of 2 fucking days, the first day she told me her ex, aka the asshole, comes back and explains and gives a fucking sob story. And she fucking believed it. I was like, when she told me this, that he was sorry for what he did and he felt ashamed of himself. I'm like, that's a crock of shit. That's a crock of shit. There's no way you believe this. And she goes, well, he's a changed man. I'm like, are you what? What? Now, granted, there are some dudes who are assholes or straight up hoes. Yes, there are some dudes who can turn their life that will turn their life around when they realize that they fucked up. Yes, there are some men out there or some women out there, men or women out there that will do that. There's that rare chance. There's that 99% of men and women or however you identify will do that when they realize that they fucked up and they stop being like a pimp or a hoe and all that good or all that stuff. They will change. There's that 99%, but there's still that 1% that still will say this just so they can get their dick wet or their vagina wet or whatever you have down there. And this man falls in that 1%. So when she told me this time about he felt sorry and he was like, he's changing, he'll change his ways, and I'm like, as she was explaining this shit to me, I'm like thinking to myself like, that's a crock of shit. There's no way you believe this. That's what I'm thinking on the inside of my head. I'm like, there's no way you believe this. That there's no fucking way you believe this. There isn't. Boy, was I wrong. This woman straight out told me, DJ, he's changed. I'm like, and you believe that? You believe that? She's like, yeah, I do. I was like, you, I tried to find the words to say what I wanted to say, but some said, let her find out for herself. So I was like, you took a deep breath, and I looked at her and said, woman, if you think he's changed, then you're just going to have to see for yourself. Because I tried to tell you that this man was no good, and you didn't want to listen. You didn't. But I guess you want to find out the hard way. So if you think he's changed, then go back to him. And when you find out that he hasn't, do not come back to me. Okay? And I shouldn't have said that. When I said it, looking back on it, I shouldn't have said that. But at the same time, she had to learn how to fall by herself so she could pick her own self up. And I had to learn that quote the hard way on my own. Still am to this day. Second day, literally, like I said, 2 days. It took her 2 days. The second day, they're back together. And by the time third period was around, by the time third period came, she finds him in the bathroom. Not gonna continue what she saw, but you know, yeah. Let's just say when she found him, his hot dog was out, and the same best friend, female best friend, was enjoying the hot dog. Just leave it at that. And she told me, and I just looked at her like, I told you, I told you. And imagine now, this happened on the same day. On the second day is when it happened of them being together. And I just looked at her like, I told you, I told you, I told you, and you didn't want to listen. And again, you think the story's going to have a happy ending where like she finally moves on, and you would think that she'd probably let sometime in the future go out with me, right? No, 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 because I didn't want it. I didn't want it back then. Yeah, but at that time, when it got to that point, I was still a friend, but I didn't want to go that far anymore because I was tired of waiting. I was tired of waiting, and I was tired of giving her the signs. And again, and it brings the story to the end of the story. We graduate, and that was that. Never heard from her again. But we didn't later on. I hear from her, and she's doing okay, and I'm like, that's good, that's good. And she has a new boyfriend. Luckily, he's not an asshole, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy, and I'm like, cool. As long as you found your happiness, I'm happy for you. Moral of the story, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Let me see. Moral of it of the story. If you Yeah, moral of the story. If you find something that's good for you, or if you find a man or a woman that's good for you, don't let it slip by you. Don't let it slip by you, because the moment you let it slip by you is the moment you find out that you had a good thing and you lost it. That's all I'm saying. Don't let it slip by. Okay. But that's I guess that's pretty much it for this story. I appreciate my father for giving me the idea, and my homies for helping me out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Will there be more stuff like this? I probably, yeah. Um, my other stuff that I'm working on, yes, it's still coming in the works. I just have, I'm still working on the on them. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, because we're at 95 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 100, and so on and so forth, because I love what I do. Appreciate you. Stay safe out there.